Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to my next episode here. Interesting times we're living in, by the way. Um, October 25. Today's October 2025. The entire month of October 2025 has been an extremely interesting month. Uh, you see the stuff that's actually happening. Um, it is, as I said before, I'm not surprised. I told you guys this is basically what we're going to encounter, and things are unfolding. Now, one of the first thing I want to start out by talking about is Three Eye Atlas. Interesting object, right? Now, guys, this object basically there were before Three Eye Atlas enter our solar system. Keep in mind, it entered our solar system June 1st, 2025. No, before that, 8 years before that, they had some mysterious object enter our solar system back in 2017. It kind of behaved the same way a comet, but this is the reason why these are not really considered comet. They kind of look like comet, camouflage like comet to go through space, so that whoever encountered them will think that it's a rock, but it's not. It's not a rock, guys. Now, with comet is mostly water. It have a lot of water based components on them, comets in general, and not as much carbon dioxide. All right. Now these objects, three objects, there's one that entered 2000. I can't remember the name, guys. So I anyway, they're interesting comets. One entered 2017, one entered 2019, plus three Atlas that entered back in June 1st, 2025, which is what's going through space right now. These objects, guys, they're more carbon dioxide based than water based. Water is on these objects, but the fact that they're more carbon dioxide based, I mean, 80% of the stuff that's coming off these objects, 80% of the gas is carbon dioxide. Comets can't do that. Really, really can't. This is baffling experts basically from all over the world. Now, the crazy thing about the objects that entered in 2017 and 2019, they behave the same way like Atlas, Three Eye Atlas, where their trajectory was they actually slow down. The speed of these objects, they basically the movement of these objects were telling the experts these are not comets. We don't know what they are, and they're moving at a pace that intelligently operated by something higher, some superior civilization, superior beings, whatever you want to call these things. But the crazy thing about this, guys, when they backtrack where these objects come from in space, like where exactly in space they came out of, Three Eye Atlas and the other two objects, the one in 2019 and the one in 2017, guess what? They all came out of the same part in space. And I know it's crazy. I'm trying to adjust the light here. It is crazy, guys, to actually say it like that, but I'm just letting you know what's going on. Now, also back in 1977, they had, and I said this in my last video, they had what is called a wow signal, where experts, NASA, pick up this signal from space. And the reason why it's called the wow signal is because when they first encountered the signal, whoever encountered it was like, wow. And the first expression they made is what they call the signal. So it was called the wow signal. All these objects, all three of them, are coming from the same place in space where that wow signal came from. Interesting times, guys. Now, this is going to be, this is not the first. This is going to happen. It's not. It's the beginning of what's coming. So, what I'm trying to say is that expect in the future, which is the near future, by the way, expect more of this to happen. whatever they are, whoever they are, whichever civilization they are, how advanced they are, I kind of have an idea. Um, I would actually say it's the Anunnakis. Now, I know the Anunnakis are going to return. They've been here before. This is basically their planet. And I know whatever 3i Atlas is, whatever those other two objects were before 3i Atlas, the one in 2019, the one in 2017, these extraterrestrial celestial bodies are actually tied to the return of the Anunnakis. Because it's their planet will have impact on our planet, which is something that happened every couple of thousand years, 3,654 years to be exact. Okay? So, also in the Colburn Bible, you can actually encounter a couple of these information to let you know these are the things that's going to happen before the Anunnaki return to Earth. And I mean, not a lot of people are going to believe this information because, not a lot, it's not, I would say, common knowledge. So if something is not common knowledge, someone's not used to hearing it, the first thing they want to do is to basically let it come off like it's not true. It's all it's all theoretical, or another word they use is just like where they really don't understand what's going on. They call guys like me and people that actually speak like this, we're called conspiracy theorists. But it's not that it's not that we're conspiracy theorists, guys. It's just that we are awake. We are we were exposed to the knowledge, this type of knowledge, to understand what's going on. So when these events are happening, it doesn't surprise a person like me or other people that think like me, because it's knowledge that we have encountered, and we have a grasp of what's coming and what's going on forward before these celestial giants, which are the Anunnakis, before they come back. Now, during the return of the Anunnaki, seismic activity, volcano, all these things are going to happen. The Earth is just going to go in just this chaotic mode. Interesting. I just want to put this also in this episode. I, a volcano that was actually classified extinct is it's in Takhtan, Iran, in the mountain of Takhtan, Iran, on the border of Pakistan. Now they're having ground lift. I think the ground have lifted in the past 10 months, 4 point something centimeters. And it's a big surface, guys. That's huge. What that is saying is that magma is moving in the chamber, going up in the chamber of that volcano. The last time that volcano erupted was 710,000 years ago. And they marked this volcano extinct. And now it's showing signs of life. So you know what this have done now to volcanoes that are considered extinct? This is telling us, even though a volcano is classed as an extinct volcano, having erupted in an extremely long time, doesn't mean it won't. Because during this period, in the cycle, in our 3,654 year cycle, the things that we think were impossible are possible. I am hoping that makes sense. So volcanoes that are considered extinct are actually now can be active and can actually go into the class of dormant. A dormant volcano can, it sleep, then it wake up. So extinct volcano are now going to be certain volcano will move into category of being a dormant volcano. So experts basically have to now rewrite all this information. It's an interesting times we're living in, guys. All right. The eastern part of the North American continent. No, again, today is October 20th, 2025. Is seeing the eastern part of the North American continent over there in Canada, Ottawa, Montreal, Quebec, going down to New Jersey, the border of Canada, Montreal and New York, northern part of New York, the state of New York on the border there, Vermont. These areas are now seeing seismic activity on a regular scale, which is, a couple years ago was unheard of. It's what's taboo to hear that this part of the world is getting earthquakes, but these things are now possible because the cratons are moving. The cratons are moving because of the secondary gravitational pull that's on our planet from the binary system. In this binary system is where these Anunnaki live. They live on one of the planets. This planet is actually called Nibiru, Wormwood, Planet X, Red or Blue Kachina, whatever you want to call it. So, because of this gravitational pull, it's going to affect the way the mantle, the way these mantles sitting on the lava, the magma. Because the North American continent consists of 6 cratons. It's like 6 huge rocks joined together. These rocks are called cratons. The eastern part of the North American continent is being pulled away basically by the Atlantic Ridge. And this is why these areas, places like eastern part of Canada, Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto, over there in New Jersey, Vermont, Massachusetts, that's why these places are getting quakes. And this is why it's actually going to get worse. It's going to escalate, guys. And New Madrid fault line is a very dicey place, dicey area to live because of this movement with the mantle. It's gonna one of the mantle, the North American craton. It's the biggest craton out of all 6 of them. It's actually called the North American craton. It's right there in the middle. It run all the way down to Texas, the tip of it, all the way down to White Castle, New Mexico, and it run right through the New Madrid fault line. So whenever this North American craton shifts, and these shiftings are happening, actually, it run all the way up to Nevada, go all the way up to Wyoming. Over there in Wyoming, people are actually see where it's more obvious. The shift is more obvious over there because some people driveway now the road is 6 feet away from the driveway. It's their land is cracking in two. It's breaking in halves. So in these places like over there in Wyoming, Idaho, people are seeing cracks in the grounds, and it's more noticeable where they're saying something's not right. The ground is moving, the ground is shifting, but they can't figure out why. Because I'm watching these videos all the time on X, TikTok, YouTube. It's all over the place. They don't know why it's happening. I do. But it's good to actually see these videos because it's solidified. It concrete what I've been saying. These things are happening, and I'm not saying it's just happening in these locations. I guarantee it's happening all over the world. I'm sure the Philippines, this month, guys, I think the Philippines have gotten over 10 quakes over 6.0 magnitude or bigger. So I'm sure the ground surface over there in the Philippines is cracking, it's breaking in half, it have already split open, things falling apart, and people are freaking out. I know. But you know what, guys? We really can't stop it. We really, we really can't stop what's going on. I'm looking at some information right here, and to see what's unfolding right now in Davao City, Philippines, off the coastline there. It's crazy. Another place called Tandang City. Tandang City. It's crazy. Japan. Huge seismic activity happening over there in Japan. Indonesia too. Papua New Guinea over there off the coast of Russia. It's just popping off, guys. And also, I believe, you know, There's going to be a barrage of volcanic eruption happening off the coast of Alaska, southern part of Alaska. I see this start unfolding at the end of this year, at the end of 2025. And it's just going to trigger more earthquakes along the Cascade subduction zone. There's another volcano on the Cascade subduction zone called the Axel-Seymour. It's basically in front of the shore, the coastline of Oregon. When this is going to be a chain reaction, when these volcanoes go off, Axel-Seymour, this is the one in Cascade subduction zone. The one, these volcanoes on the over there, southern part of Alaska. When these volcanoes are going off, California is going to have some serious issue. They're going to have some serious problems, especially the coastline of California. I can actually see that. Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, you guys are going to have some serious issue. You guys are going to have landslides. You guys are going to have cracks in the grounds. You guys are going to have some big seismic activity. And there's another high possibility that you could throw tsunami in that mix. These things are not far-fetched. And realistically, guys, I'm not trying to instill fear in any way. I have a good grasp of what's about to unfold. We have to learn to stay ready. I always tell people, have a bug out bag, meaning things in a bag that once you grab that bag and you leave that location, there's a good chance you're not going back there. And you have everything you need in that bug out bag. You're going to need to start living like this. Because for the next 200 years, folks, Earth is going to go through some major changes. We're moving from one civilization to the next. We're moving from the end of one cyclical cycle, 654 years, to the next. So we're at the end of one cycle, going into the beginning of another cycle. That process to return back to what we consider normal, it's going to take around 200 years. Whether you want to believe this or not, you're going to watch it unfold. The ones who are going to, I would say, be at the top of the food chain are the people who have teach their future generation on how to be self-sufficient. I would say, learn how to provide their own food, water, and so forth. This is the reason why AI too is getting so big on the market. Are you aware that Walmart, I'm not saying did it for every single department, but they have no freeze on employing humans. I'm not saying they're not hiring, but they do have a freeze on the hiring of human being because they want to implement robotic in the workforce. Amazon just came out with that article 2 days ago. This is their next step. Sorry, Walmart just came out with that article 2 years ago. This is their step. Amazon laid off close to 20% of their HR staff and replaced them with robotics, AI. Walmart have put a freeze on hiring humans because they want to implement robots in the workforce. Walmart. Stanley Morgan actually said they predicted by 2030 there are going to be 1 billion robots implemented in society on a worldwide scale. I see why they're doing it. I see why. You still got to have you still got to have commerce. You got to have an infrastructure to have commerce. And what's about to unfold in the future? You got to get robotics involved, and the robotics got to get involved very fast. I'm not saying I agree with it, just to keep commerce going, because we're going to have problem with infrastructure. We're going to have problem with electricity. we're going to have problem with transportation because of seismic activity, because the shifting of these plates, because the shifting of the poles, also because of the weakening of the electromagnetic field that we're going through right now. And this is an effect that's going to last for quite a while. It's not just going to stop 10 years, 20 years from now. No, it's going to last for like close to 200 years. So, throwing a number out there, guys, foreseeing something, doing a prediction on this episode. A new civilization on Earth will start in 2265. I give it 240 years for the starting of the new civilization that's ahead of us, that's actually going to come out of us. And this is a cyclical event because we've been on this planet, guys, for, believe it or not, Homo sapien DNA, millions of years, because they have actually found a Homo sapien skull over there in China that date back millions of years. So there's proof already showing that how long we've actually been on this wonderful planet. So we have been through this over and over and over again. And this is not going to be the last time we're going to go through it. We're going to go through it many, many, many more times. It's just that I have a good grasp, good understanding of how these things are going to unfold and what's coming. I don't think we're ready for it. But yet, that's just me. On a whole, I'm talking about humans on whole. We're not prepared for this. Some are, but not everyone is. Most aren't. They're not ready for what's coming. So, again, the month of October is an interesting month, guys. Um, I can't stress this enough, folks. Learn how to be self-sufficient. These earthquakes are going to get worse. These volcano eruptions are going to get worse. These shift of these plates are going to get worse. Volcano that was extinct are now acting up, are now getting ready to erupt. That in itself should tell you something. 3i Atlas. Look at what 3i Atlas is doing. Look at what is happening with that. More of that is coming in our solar system, guys. That's just the start of it. So, again, thank you for always watching my video. Thank you for always sharing my video. Love each and every one of you, and I appreciate you. Take care. Have a great day.